Hi and welcome to this final exam preparation series of mini lectures. There are two mini lectures in this series. The first one will tell you about your exam and what to expect in your exam, and the second video that you'll see is a full revision of everything we've talked about this semester. Now obviously I cannot tell you everything that you've learnt this semester in the space of about 20-30 minutes. However, what I can do is try to wrap that up for you in some short key messages. So let's start by looking at our course objectives. In this course, we wanted you to do 4 things. First, we wanted you to discuss the major origins of management and explain their influence on contemporary management. We then wanted you to identify and explain the main functions of management in a global environment. And by now you'll realise that the main functions of management underpin everything we do in a management environment. So the 4 main functions of management are planning, organising, leading and controlling. Our third objective was for you to demonstrate some functional academic skills. Now you've done that in your assessment to date, and again in your exam we'll be testing your abilities to write, answer multiple choice questions and write some short answer questions. And our fourth objective is to describe how to manage diversity at work. And this is really important because we're living in an environment where we're getting more diverse at work. And if we don't understand how to act and behave differently as a result of that, then we're not going to advance very far in contemporary management. So let's start by talking about your exam. Your exam itself will be in 2 hours in length. It's worth 35% of your grade and it comes in 2 parts. Part 1 is multiple choice questions. You'll have 30 questions to answer and they are worth 15 marks. So each question is worth half a mark. The second part will have short answer questions. Now in this short answer questions, you'll get a series of questions that are worth up to 20 marks in total. So some of the questions may be worth 2 marks, some of them might be worth 7 marks, some of them may be worth 10 marks. And depending on what exam you sit, depends on how many short answer questions you get. Rest assured, no one will be disadvantaged. You will all get short answer questions. They are all worth 20 marks. But what I recommend is for you to really start thinking about at the start of your exam how you're going to approach those short answer questions. You do not have to write them in sequential order. You just have to number them in the right way. So for example, if you feel that question 2 is easier than question 1, then you can start with question 2. That's not a problem in any way, shape or form. But what you will find is that each question has some really specific questions within it. So you might find it easier to actually break down that question in terms of shorter questions in order to make sure that you are actually answering each of the short answer questions and their parts. They are not written as parts, they are written as one question, but there's multiple questions within that question. You'll understand when you see the exam. When you get to your exam, you will walk in, your invigilator will say, welcome to your exam, please take a seat. Make sure you do not talk once you get into the venue. On your seat, there will be 3 documents. There will be your exam paper, which has all the questions. There will be the exam writing book, which is where you put your short answer questions. And there'll be a multiple choice answer sheet. What you need to do is make sure that in the multiple choice answer sheet, you bring along a 2B pencil. And that's really important because in the multiple choice answer sheet, what you're going to do is circle and colour in the right answer. Almost like going back to your colouring in skills. But if you do not have a 2B pencil, it will not mark it as deeply as it needs to be. So 2B pencils are just darker than HB pencils. And when we mark your multiple choice questions, we actually send them off to a machine and the machine marks it. We do not double check that at all. So it is up to you to make sure that you are writing in a 2B pencil so that the machine can pick up your correct answer. Please bring with you an eraser, a couple of 2B pencils, your pens and any highlighters that you need. Some people work well with highlighters, some people don't. Whatever you decide you need in your exam to write. In the short answer questions, you can write in pen or ink. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. And you can highlight or you can do whatever it is that you want to do. That is completely up to you. But in the multiple choice questions, you must use your 2B pencil. Weeks 2 to 11 are all examinable. And that means that everything we've done in the lectures and the workshops and any online material, in the sense that if you are studying this course online, then your online workshops content, as well as the online videos and the mini lectures, I mean by that, are all examinable. I just want to make a note that the Orion resources that we have available to you are not examinable in any way, shape or form. So all of those quizzes that you can access are purely for your revision. I do encourage you to do that though. So please record your answers to the short answer questions in the answer book. Please record your answers to the multiple choice questions on the Mark Sense card provided. In the short answer questions, you may put dot points and sentences. It's really up to you. And as I said, points will vary from 2 to 10 marks. So please use your time carefully. What you'll see is that when you walk in and you get the exam started, they'll say you'll have 10 minutes of reading time. In that reading time, you may write on the exam paper, and the exam paper is the document that has all your questions in it. So you may decide that you're going to start answering your multiple choice questions, or you may decide that you're going to spend that time reading your whole paper, answering what you can along the way, or you may decide that you want to start jotting down all of those thoughts in your brain that you have crammed in there somewhere onto the short answer questions at the back. Either way, you may not write on your short answer booklet or your multiple choice sense card, but you can write on your exam paper. So use that time wisely. So that's a brief overview of your exam. In the next video, we'll talk you through the content a little bit more. Thank you for listening.